this is what it's like being Archer.
No, I'm not, Mother.
You better not.
Oh my God. Oh man, that was fun.
Hey, sorry, wrong clip. This is what it's like being Archer. Yep, when he's not being the world's most dangerous spy, he's out there sleeping with everything in the world that wears a skirt. But first, let's start with his co-workers at the International Secret Intelligence Service. First up on the list is Lana Kane. Now, considering they've worked together more closely than anyone, it's not so hard to tell they've been doing the naughty. That and the fact they've dated like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. Basically, your on and off kind of relationship. Now, we don't exactly see the first time Archer sleeps with Lana, but we see the various reasons why she dumped his sorry ass in the first place.
Just a second. Sorry, it's Mother. Mother, hey. No, turn it on. I can do both.
Ew. Just ew. If you thought doing the nasty and watching Korn while on a phone call with his mom was beyond freaky, think again.
Do you know he called out her name once when we were...
Yeah, see what I mean? You'd think Lana would learn from all this, but no. Something about Archer just keeps bringing her back. Maybe it's the hair, those blue eyes, chiseled body, or the way he just oozes drunken masculinity.
English crown! Totally ninja!
Yeah, if you're, into that.
Oof, who wouldn't want to do unholy things with Archer after that awesome takedown? I mean, dude just literally stopped the bomb threat that had killed hundreds with just a trade while drunk off his ass. But of course, knowing Archer, getting involved with him again would only lead to more unusual situations like this.
Yeah, I'll come over, Mother. Just give me 20 minutes. Well, I'm sorry, Lana, but I didn't invent the child-proof pill bottle.
There really are some severely undiscussed issues with Archer involving his mom, and I'm not going to be the one to open up that can of worms. Think I'm overreacting? Think again.
Picture her dead in the gutter.
Darling!
Without old mommy dearest.
Jesus Christ! He's good and... What?
I rest my case. Anyway, Archer and Lana's relationship, or lack thereof, continued on a friendly, hate-ish kind of basis for a long while, most of which involved the occasional shooting him on his foot. Regardless, it was only a matter of time before they shared a bed again, and this time with another guy. That episode, Scorpio, started with Archer's mom, Mallory, berating him for what he does best.
I have problem.
Again. You're killing me here. 1, 3 times. But it's the Pope's fault. She won't let me wear a condom.
Anyway, his mission was supposed to be infiltrating an arms deal going down on a yacht belonging to a powerful arms dealer, Spiridon Scorpio, then kill said arms dealer and destroy the yacht. But considering Archer would just spend the reward money on more procedures for his housemaid Peta, Mallory figured Lana would be the best for the job. However, at some point during the assignment, Mallory assumed Lana was compromised and decided to send Archer in to rescue her. You see where this is going, right?
Commence Operation Rescue Lana, and she begs me to take her back, so then Cyril commits suicide.
As far as Archer's crazy ideas go, it probably was a good plan, except Lana isn't exactly your run-of-the-mill simple-minded lady. That, and she apparently didn't need any rescuing in the first place.
Ah, screw me!
Drinking champagne in a bikini?
2 minutes, my love. I am just reshaving my balls again.
Yeah, so Lana was kind of tired of Cyril being so emotionally clingy. Apparently, packing 12 inches comes with its downsides, so she figured she'd take some time off to relax on Scorpio's yacht before getting around to completing the mission. A bit reckless, sure, but get this. The yacht had a guy specifically hired to man the chocolate fountain. Yep, it's that good. Hell, if it were me, I'd have joined Scorpio in his life of crime. Anywho, once Archer saw what he was missing out on, dude immediately joined in on the fun by replacing the chocolate fountain guy. Unfortunately, he didn't know what kind of fun he was signing up for.
Now we have champagne, huh?
Or way stronger, like poison.
I think I have just the thing.
Oh my God!
Ready the shot.
No amount of poison or bullets can erase the memories of such a threesome. That's for sure. At least it was the wake-up call for Archer and Lana to finally complete their mission, after which their frenemy relationship continued once more. Fast forward to a few months later, when one of Archer's past screw-ups literally came knocking at the spy office with a surprise.
Who is that?
Why, this is Seamus Magoon.
Sterling Magoon.
Why is that who named like me?
Because he's your son.
Two things. One, there really isn't any easy way to introduce your mom to a hooker, much less get a surprise baby from said hooker. And two, Archer should have really gotten a vasectomy. In his defense, he did wear a condom while he and Trinette were doing it, I think.
Wait a minute. This ain't a condom wrapper. It's from a freaking candy bar.
Sometimes I like to treat myself.
Well, sometimes I like to ovulate.
Typical Archer. As much as Archer deserves a life of child support payments, the wee baby Seamus wasn't actually his, but Cyril's.
Mother, I'm not the father. It was...
Cyril. You son of a snack-eating ass.
I'm sorry. The whole baby shenanigans was an elaborate setup by Trinette and one of Archer's nemesis to make his life just a little bit more difficult. But the baby drama had Lana thinking about having a baby of her own, which made her do this some episodes later.
I really don't think I should be alone tonight.
Sure.
And I might die tomorrow. Did I mention I have cancer?
Yeah, because nothing cures cancer better than pity cancer At least Lana got something out of it, his baby gravy. She went on to get pregnant and have a cute little baby named AJ, all without Archer knowing he was the father until her birth. Meanwhile, their spy agency had gone through several hilarious and unethical changes, from a spy agency that apparently had no license to operate to a drug dealing organization struggling to sell a literal ton of cocaine to arms dealers supporting a coup. Then back to a spy agency working for the CIA, by the way. In all that time, Archer had somewhat attained a tiny bit of maturity, at least enough for Lana to give him another chance.
It's you with your...
Okay, let's rewind a bit. That episode, Pocket Listing, started with the group's CIA overlords giving them a complicated assignment. They were to secretly get fingerprint and retina scans of a foreign prince delegate looking to purchase a mansion. Naturally, it was clearly obvious the assignment would go south once they learned the prince would be escorted by his mom, a fierce and beautiful queen.
Queen Yasmin Fawad.
Seriously?
What?
I just heard you get hard.
How much of a pervert does someone have to be for his to be that audible? Jeez. But we still haven't seen her fierce side.
What I know, you impudent toad, is that if a servant dared speak to me in my palace, I would have him sewn into a burlap sack filled with rats.
Yep, extremely elitist that one is. But besides banging her for the fact that she was a queen, I mean, how awesome would that be? Archer had some ulterior motive.
You're gonna try to bang the queen just to make Lana jealous?
No, that'll just be icing on what I assume will be an extremely moist cake.
On the other hand, Lana caught wind of Archer's intended debauchery and decided to do some debauchery of her own by trying to bang the prince.
I seem to have fallen.
I seem to see that.
But before anything could happen, Archer found out about it and ditched his own bang the queen plan to prevent Lana from sleeping with the prince. Turns out he was the one to get jealous, and that led to some confrontation, followed by some hot confrontation mid-botched mission. And just like that, Archer and Lana were officially back together again, this time more passionate than ever. I mean, they were just doing it everywhere.
Broom closet. It's dirtier.
Bring the burrito.
Oh my god.
I have so many questions, but I fear the answers might ruin burritos for me. Turns out that was pretty much the last time we got to see them do the literal nasty. They did keep going for a while though, had a couple bumps here and there, and eventually had a falling out again when Archer fell into a coma. Long story. That brings us to the next person on the list within their spy agency, the head of HR, Pam.
What? I said don't come in here.
Archer and Pam's relationship is more best friends rather than work colleagues, but it wasn't always like that, especially not in the beginning.
Well, your dolphin, Pam.
I think she peed.
Yeah, she had to get 3 stitches for that incident. And for a long time, Pam was the one person in their wild office who nobody wanted to get down with.
I'm a desirable woman, but nobody will have sex with me, and I have so much love to give.
Hell, there were moments when she'd literally begged to give out free handies and BJs to anyone, even gangsters, thugs, mafians, you frackin' name it. And Archer, being the kind of person only into sleek, curvy ladies, was the last guy you'd think would get with Pam, but believe it or not, it happened, and it started with a drunk night out. Emphasis on drunk. Oh, did I forget to mention the drunk night out was at a wake? Or at least it started out there. After that, it evolved into something really, truly crazy.
Hang on! Let me see some hands!
After a night of downing copious amounts of liquor and pancakes, it was only natural Archer would wake up with the bloodiest hangover ever the next morning and still drink some more alcohol to taper off.
Forget the glass, Woodhouse. Just give me the pitcher. For I am a sinner in the hands of an angry god.
Amen. After such a wild night, you'd think Archer brought home some random girl to spend the night with, you know, like he usually does. Heck, he even called the encounter the best ever. Problem was that he couldn't remember who it was with until he did.
Wait, were you? Did we?
Yeah, we did, and you loved it.
The fact still remains that she was the best Archer had in a long, long time. And as much as he wanted to scrub the memories from his head and Pam's, he couldn't just fight off the guilty pleasures.
How you gonna keep
My god.
Ironically, for such a large blabbermouth, her affair with Archer was literally the one secret she managed to keep throughout the whole show. Not like the others didn't find out anyway. Either way, like a little kid that just discovered the irresistible sweetness of ice cream or cocaine, Archer continued sneaking off with Pam whenever he could, even at important moments when he was meant to be protecting his maybe daddy from the KGB.
That was a man who might have been my father, just died. And it's all my fault, because instead of doing my job, I was half drunk and having amazing...
The consequences of one-sided amazing. Now, pop quiz time. What do you think Archer did after that? A, learn his lesson and cut things off with Pam, or B, brought Pam along on another mission by sneaking her into a spaceship en route to a space station. Here's a hint. Archer never learns from his mistakes.
I've decided to take you with us, but I want to know how you got aboard.
What do you mean, how? now, Mr. Archer!
Thankfully, that was just about the last time he canoodled with Ham. I guess he had the whole spy agency branching into drug dealing to worry about. So next on the list of spy agency employees is Cheryl Tunt. Or is it Carol? Or is it Charlene? Or is it Kristen?
The hell's your name anyway?
I don't even remember.
If you haven't already guessed it, Cheryl's the crazy one, and I mean real crazy. Not that it stopped Archer from planting his flag in her.
Uncomfortable.
Oh, God, everything makes you uncomfortable. Just the tip?
You know, for someone who's prone to landing in more trouble than someone cursed with 7 years of bad luck, Archer's really dodged a bullet with Cheryl. I think we all know if he'd slept with her a couple more times, he'd have been roped into her crazy preferences.
Big sweaty fireman carries you out of a burning building. He just starts choking the out of you. That a big blob of drool falls right onto your popped out eyeball.
Honestly, that was probably the mildest thing she's ever said or fantasized about. I could spend hours talking about how crazy Cheryl is, and it wouldn't even scratch the surface. I guess that covers all the ladies at their spy office except his mom, but even Archer isn't that perverted. Same with the male employees of the office. Big macho Sterling Archer would poke another guy with a 6-foot stick. Although, there was this one guy he was suspiciously close to.
Luke's awesome. A great wingman. He can drink Ireland under the table. He is a kick-ass agent. We tore it up.
That last picture just reeks of repressed man-on-man action. But no, Archer certainly doesn't think so. Anywho, Lucas Troy used to work with them for a little while back in the day, and he was basically best buds with Archer because they found joy in doing what they do best together, picking up chicks, making absurd amounts of jokes, picking on other agents, and being all around douchebags. That was until he left them for another spy agency, a better one, obviously.
That's why my best friend, the awesome Luke Troy, is on your stupid agenda.
Oh, right. Let's see here. Oh, he's dead.
He's what?
Nothing is more heartbreaking than hearing about your boyfriend's, I mean, best bro's death like that. And for a while, Archer was depressed and in denial about his death until Lucas actually contacted him. Turns out he faked his death after stealing a buttload of uranium while on a mission. Why? Apparently, he was sick of the spy grind, pretending to be someone else every time, going on deadly missions, the likes. Joe just wanted to settle down, and he wanted to do so with just one person.
You lost me.
I thought I had, but then you came back to me.
Wait.
Called it. Even with glaring evidence like that in Archer's face, dude was still in gay denial. Not even when Lucas straight up confessed his love to him. But no amount of denial could save Archer from the ungodly things Lucas had done to him in the past.
Remember that training mission in the DR?
Yeah, tap and trace on the Cuban embassy.
I snuck into your room with a big bottle of suntan oil, put on some Algreen, and...
Since that episode's release to date, no one can fathom the sheer horrors of what Lucas said. But whatever it was, it must have been so traumatizing to leave the usually happy-go-lucky Archer in this sorry state. That would forever remain one of the greatest mysteries of the show. While we're on the topic of Archer's male dalliances, we have Ramon Lemon.
You should know what kind of a man you are dealing with.
Now, this Ramon guy is clearly a bad guy who got his hands on a disc containing dirty secrets involving Mallory and the head of the KGB. Yes, one of the many that leaks throughout the show. In order to retrieve this disc, Mallory sends Archer on a honeypot mission. It's basically to go in, seduce the target, retrieve the disc. The kind of mission Archer loves, except this time the target's Ramon.
Can I help you?
Well, I don't know. Can you?
Or are you asking me specifically if I have a...
It's more of a conversation starter.
Here's a conversation ender. Adios.
I gotta say, as much as Archer has this lackadaisical attitude with work, when he decides to commit, he commits, regardless of how desperate it makes him look.
But you are so not my type.
Hey, I am everybody's type.
Despite all of his extreme advances, Ramon turned him down, not just because Archer reeked desperation, but because he knew he was from the spy agency. Along the line, they bonded over how they both had annoying moms they were sick of, and in the end, Ramon gave Archer the disc and was never heard from again. That was until he popped up again during their spy agency's drug dealing days, posing as a middleman for interested cocaine buyers in a deal that went south. And this time, he managed to get some action with Archer, as a dying wish of sorts.
So, quick question.
I know it's just a kiss, but I'm sure as the sky is blue that if bullets took longer to kill a man, Archer would have been caught doing more than just kissy time. Anyway, back on track with people Archer has gone all the way with and more. The next person near and dear to Archer's heart, I'm talking about the gorgeous blonde and deadly beauty from Russia, Katya Casanova. As for how Archer met Katya, it all started with him absconding to Russia to confirm if Nikolai, the head of the KGB, was really his father. And as usual, dude had zero plans whatsoever for getting the DNA of his maybe daddy, which meant that he was caught the moment he landed on Russian soil, literally.
I was asking if this was the Finnish skydiving club. Guys, listen.
What an asshole.
So while Archer was locked up and undergoing a little torture sesh, Mallory was back home trying to save his ass any way he could. And Nikolai would have just let Archer go, considering he thought Archer was his son, until Mallory let some unnecessary info slip.
What do you think are his odds?
Maybe 1 in 3.
If he is not my biologic son, I will put a bullet in his brain.
Those are really terrible odds. And knowing Mallory, it might actually be 1 in 5 or 6. Not that it mattered to the bullet Nikolai would put in Archer's brain anyway. So Archer and Barry, who Mallory sent in as a backup rescue agent, run around half of Russia trying to escape, all the while quipping about how they're nemesis and all that. Apparently Archer had slept with his fiancée just days before their wedding.
Perhaps if you tried it from behind?
Yeah, let's try that.
Damn it, Archer!
I said don't come in here.
He said do not come in.
Yeah, Barry.
Imagine walking into someone screwing your fiancé from behind and still getting shot at for interrupting. Yep, that would make a nemesis out of a man. Either way, it didn't take long for Archer and Barry to be put in yet another position that gave the former the opportunity to be the jackass he truly is.
Your boots are slipping, man.
Probably because there's asshole hanging. Try to aim for that dumpster.
After shedding off the extra weight that was Barry, Archer ran around the remaining half of Russia trying to escape the authorities until he was finally cornered like a mouse awaiting a firing squad. That's when Katya stepped in.
Goodbye, Mr. Archer.
Hey.
I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, would immediately fall in love if someone like Katya gunned down like a half a dozen men just to save me. What's more, she even got Archer out of Russia and back home safely. So it's no surprise that the dude was madly in love with her, enough to get down and dirty in places you wouldn't want to get down and dirty in.
Hello. What in the name do you think you're doing?
Katya, this is actually my mother.
Now, if trying to screw a girl in his mom's office didn't scream love, proposing to marry her after just 2 days of knowing her certainly does. Mallory, naturally, was not too keen on the idea, mostly because she believed Katya was a double agent and not the perfect wife material for Archer. In fact, the very thought of them getting married revolted her, so she called the gang together and put an end to the union.
Sterling's obviously been flipped, so we have to treat them both as double agents.
For God's sake, woman, are you hearing yourself? He's your son, not a...
Ray, she got him to quit drinking.
So what's the plan?
Okay, even I would be convinced that something was up if I heard Archer quit drinking because of a woman. So his co-workers, led by Mallory, really had no qualms storming Archer's apartment trying to gun down her only son.
I'm out.
I am also out.
Actually, so am I.
Me too.
Seriously?
If it wasn't already clear how much they suck at their jobs, this is a perfectly good example. Still, after all was said and shot, Mallory warmed up to the idea of Archer marrying Katya. The crazy part was they were going to do the ceremony right then and there in the shot-up apartment, and it would have been beautiful if someone didn't object.
Threw me off a roof. Now stands before you.
Yeah, you guys remember Barry, right? Well, after Archer dropped him down who knows how many stories into a garbage bin and left him in frackin' Russia, he was experimented on by the Soviets and turned into a frackin' cyborg. And since guns tend to not work on cyborgs, there was only one way to truly kill him.
I will save
No,
Oh wow, well that was a waste of effort. Oh, and life too. And poor Archer was just absolutely devastated by Katya's death, so much so that he made like a kid and ran away from home to some island. Choosing to spend his days drinking and banging newlyweds is his grieving process.
Well, at least you got a honeymoon. My fiance was murdered.
Not a bad way to get over a dead almost spouse. Well, bad for the newlyweds, but who cares? Either way, that life of having to dodge vexed husbands soon came to an end when a bounty hunter hired by Mallory tracked him down and dragged him off the island.
You want to try and make me?
No, I don't.
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Leave it to Archer to somehow ruin things, which got both of them stuck in the middle of the sea and picked up by pirates, which, as awful as it sounds, was a pretty fun time for Archer because he became the Pirate King. Comes with a few perks too, like this one.
Woo! That was insane.
Fun as it was, Archer's life as the king of the pirates eventually came to an end because, let's face it, he may be a good spy and all that, but he was a terrible pirate. Besides, the person he was grieving over was still kind of technically alive-ish.
My sweet, beautiful Katya, it's you! Krieger, thank you. Why do you have an...
Yep, Katya survived the fall. Well, she didn't quite survive so much that Krieger, the local mad scientist, stole her corpse to turn her into a cyborg just like Barry, but anyway. Amazingly, for a person who had serious issues with cyborgs and vacuum cleaners as a kid, Archer was kind of willing to look past her new form.
Darling, are you alright?
Yes. No. Yes. A lot of feelings coming together, just trying to process.
Turns out the one upside to doing it with a cyborg is the sensual vibrating feature down there, if you catch my drift. The not so upside, though, is how you say, the weirdness.
Why? In the sink is your...
Darling, it was dirty.
Still, despite Katya's cyborg nature and removable lady parts, Archer was still willing to continue where they left things off during their wedding. And as if on cue, guess who interrupts their lovely union again?
Anyone, besides Mommy Dearest, objects to this union?
I think other Barry might.
Barry?
I mean, it kind of sucks that Barry wouldn't even let Archer enjoy a little bit of joy, but Archer sure as hell fracking deserves it. Plus, we get to see a full-on cyborg versus cyborg throwdown.
Is that the best you've got?
Or at least that's what it was until it kind of got weird at the end.
Oh, for sake!
Woo! Yeah!
Darling, I can explain.
To be fair, this was justifiable payback for Archer boning Barry's fiancée back in the day. Plus, they were both cyborgs, so they'd understand each other better than Archer could. In the end, Katya chose Barry over Archer, and he was heartbroken all over again. And so, episodes turned into seasons without Archer having much to do with Katya until the very end of the show. Some bad guys from the CIA were trying to blow up a dam that would kill thousands, if not millions. Somehow, Barry, who was now a good guy and Archer's new best friend, merged his consciousness into Katya's body in order to help the spy gang stop the bad guys. But the whole two people in one body just turned out weird and uselessly clunky.
We have merged our consciousness. Witness the true power of Kotbar.
However, despite how unnerving it was, my man Archer did not pass up an opportunity to get some after the mission was a success.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking.
But it's so different.
Stop talking!
Oh, good heavens! That has to be hands down the freakiest threesome I've ever seen in my life.
Guess Barry finally made the list of Archer's many lovers after years of rivalry. Speaking of freaky, there was that one time Archer spent the whole night having the kinkiest ever with a drug lord named
La Madrina. Yes, the godmother.
This was around the time the spy crew were into selling cocaine to make a living, and it was Archer's dumb idea to take 100 pounds of coke back to a place that mostly exports it with hopes of getting La Madrina to buy it. Just go along with it. I already tried to make it make sense, but I just couldn't do it. Anyway, when they did meet La Madrina, it turned out she was much younger than you'd expect a godmother to be.
And I think you have been looking for me, no?
God damn it.
In addition to being Archer's type, La Madrina also turned out to be quite the thirsty woman, like freaky thirsty in a kind of way.
Not without a blood transfusion.
Very well.
In a not entirely surprising twist, La Madrina was apparently not who everyone thought she was. She turned out to be
Ana Maria Delgado de la Policía Nacional. What? I am, how you say, deep cover.
Well, that took a quick turn. But hey, at least Archer got to have numerous rounds of memorable right before they took him and the others into the jungle for execution. Of course, he managed to survive, the others too. I'm sure it had something to do with an accident on the way to the execution jungle, some crocodiles here and there, stumbling across a CIA shipment of illegal guns and a free plane for them to steal. I mean borrow. As for the next person on Archer's bang list, we have Juliana Calderon.
Juliana Calderon.
A pleasure to meet you, Juliana.
If you're wondering why Juliana seems like such a snob, it's because she is. That, and because she's the first lady of San Marcos. Remember that shipment of guns for the CIA that Archer and his gang stumbled upon? Yeah, so those guns were being supplied by the CIA to San Marcos so that their president could keep fighting the rebels. Sensing an opportunity to profit, Mallory didn't waste any time inserting her unruly team into the equation as arms dealers / transporters. And during this tumultuous point of their lives, Archer goes ahead to sleep with the first lady in the president's mansion.
Towels.
Although that being said, it's better to be safe than sorry.
In Archer's defense, Juliana kept skulking around the mansion posing as a maid, so he had no idea he'd be committing the equivalent of high treason. However, that excuse only applies to him the first time.
Where is Sterling?
What's that? I mean, yes, I was hiding because I was scared.
Yeah, sounds like a whole load of baloney. While everyone was taking shelter from the rebels' mortar attack, the dude was getting busy with Juliana again. In the end, Archer got thrown into a prison cell for his inability to think without his that and because Cyril accidentally overthrew the president, becoming one in his place, and was just fed up with Archer's shenanigans.
Lana! Whoa! Oh my god, you're pregnant again? How long have I been down here?
Regardless, some petty jail was not enough to stop the world's greatest spies. So you best believe that even while incarcerated, he was still getting some prison action.
But did you want to just do it right through the bars?
We do. Sometimes they do.
Hello.
Kinda wonder how that works, doing it through the bars. Moving on, the next person of interest we have is a Hollywood movie star, Veronica Dean.
When I saved your life?
And mine.
Oh, please.
What's her problem?
Besides being the most pretentious actress out there, Veronica was practically behind a whole ton of insurance scams, tax frauds, and stock manipulation. As for how she became involved with the spy agency now turned PI gang, this was the part of the story where they'd messed up so bad they had to become private investigators. That's how they got tangled in with Veronica, who wanted them to retrieve a disc that contained evidence of her evil deeds. By the time they found out just how terrible of a woman she was, Archer had already slept with her.
Did you, Me too.
Yes.
I know it looks like Archer was the one who played Veronica for sexy time, but no. Veronica just needed someone to use and establish as a solid alibi while she went to murder her ex-husband. It took a while for everyone to catch on to her ploy, even longer for Archer, who was ready to move to Mexico with her for a vacation. And when he finally put it all together, he confronted her with a stupidly half-baked plan that led to this.
Slightly more than...
Archer!
I honestly don't know what he was expecting, really, after waltzing in and admitting to knowing her secrets. And he paid dearly for it, with about 3 years in a coma. As if that wasn't punishment enough, after he woke up from his coma, everything was different. Lana was married and no longer interested in him. He was no longer the strong, virile spy he used to be. It was tough, but not as tough as the first love of his life coming back to haunt him.
I didn't mean to interrupt your costume party.
Aww. That was Reiko, a daring Japanese lady Archer met on his very first mission as a secret agent. Back then, Archer was a complete klutz, totally unlike the suave super spy that he is now. And Reiko was the type to take charge, a free spirit that was a good match for his past self. Plus, she knew how to handle herself in dangerous situations despite being just a hotel worker.
Let's get out of here.
Yep. With such qualities, it was given that Archer would fall hopelessly in love, and you just know after a bar fight like that, they were gonna fight in bed afterwards, if you catch my drift.
Your name doesn't really fit you.
You could call me Archer.
Cute moments like these happened often in between Archer's mission in Japan. At some point, I wanted to gag seeing him so nice and not being a raging. You're probably wondering where it all went wrong. What made him change so much? Was Reiko murdered in front of him or something like that? Truthfully, it was much worse. Yep, Reiko had been an enemy assassin all along, tasked with murdering the head of the Yakuza that Archer was meant to protect. As a bonus, she even killed Archer's mentor. This whole experience was basically a jolting wake-up call for him, telling him how the spy world was full of deception, violence, and betrayal. That, and how love can be a scam. And now, after who knows how many years had passed, she resurfaced again, and Archer's mission was to neutralize her.
Archer.
Oh, total BS. I honestly doubt anyone would be so stupid as to fall for anything as obviously bogus as that. Although seeing Archer's past records, yeah, it doesn't inspire much confidence.
She's just gonna have disappeared again. Nope. She's real dead.
Bye-bye. Personally, I wouldn't have let her come near me at all, much less stab me, but at least Archer still got one over her. And with her death, Archer could slowly start his healing process. He even went to therapy and all that. Next on the list of the named people that Archer has been inside of is a special someone. A guest star, even. It's Linda from Bob's Burgers.
I was gonna say hairnet.
Bob's, everything?
Everything's fine. We're
closed, Bob. It's
Linda, take the kids in the back.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I probably have answers. Apparently, Archer pulled one of his runaway stunts when something bad happened in his life. This time, it was his mom marrying some rich guy, Ron Cadillac, who, by the way, is voiced by her husband in real life. Anyway, Archer steals their wedding limo and somehow lands in a diner where he's lost his memory and thinks his name is Bob, married to Linda with 3 kids.
Where the hell are Russians trying to kill you?
I don't know. He called me Archer. Maybe they think I'm somebody else.
Somebody who gambles?
When would I gamble, Linda?
Basically, the whole thing is a crossover special because the guy who voices Bob in Bob's Burgers is the same person who does Archer. Be that as it may, Archer or Bob had been supposedly married to Linda for 2 months, so surely he must have had some bedroom action. Though I guess that wraps up all the important people Archer slept with. Beyond that are a few nameless people here and there, random lays as I like to call them, starting with the flight attendants. Heck, the very first person we see Archer in bed with is a flight attendant whose name he couldn't be bothered to get. Neither did he have the decency to get her some breakfast.
I'm so hungry.
Is that a dog?
Wait.
Oh, adorable. Now get the hell out of here.
But you promised me breakfast.
The irony is that he was the very person to insist on bringing the dog along because he was faced. Besides that poor girl, who knows how many more flight attendants he screwed through before he landed into the next one we had the displeasure of seeing.
You sure know your way around a shaft.
Looks like a tight fit.
Damn it, that one's better.
Look who's talking about priorities. For context, they were in a luxury Airbus that was being hijacked by eco-terrorists, and dude was busy screwing around instead of saving the date. Classic Archer. Oh, and there was this one time when Archer may have gotten in bed with schoolgirls.
We got any lube? Like at this point, even olive oil would...
By my count, I see like 5 sets of schoolgirl uniforms. We can only hope those were hookers dressed like schoolgirls. Jeez, after sleeping with so many women, it's a miracle he isn't dying from an STD or something. Probably for the best though, because if he had to go to a hospital, he'd most likely find his way into a nurse's pants.
If it isn't Chet Manley, and you said you'd call me.
Really?
Wow, I stand corrected. I guess he's already been through a nurse's pants. By the by, I think it's pretty obvious by now, Archer has slept with a lot of hookers, or escorts as he prefers to call them. You'd think he'd be professional about his philandering with escorts, but nope, he even manages to screw some mid-missions.
Let's just be professionals here. Speaking of the opposite of that, where is Archer?
Oh, he's here, waiting patiently, professionally.
As far as prostitutes go, Archer may have sampled at least one from every corner of the world, including Thailand, and we all know what they're famous for.
Hey, you owe us 100,000 baht.
Right, yeah, no problem.
And with that, we've reached the total number of people Archer has slept with, 32. But that's just the number we could see. The Archer I know would have easily racked up to 1,000 behind the scenes. But if you think that's wild, click the link on screen and see just what kind of insane antics other characters have gotten up to. Thanks for watching.